Good evening, everyone. I am coming to you, actually, it's this morning for me. It's afternoon for Brother Tom, and evening for those of you in Europe. I'm not so sure about our friend in South America, what time it is for him. But this is my backup video because my transmission here in Panama is not always strong enough to bring forth both the video with the audio. When I do just an audio presentation, I usually have no trouble, but when the picture is added, sometimes the signal strength here just isn't capable of bringing that to you, to the listeners and the viewers. I want to share about a subject that's been basically with me all week, and it is the element of simplicity. I'm in the process of outlining a new book, and it has to do with the mystical experience as opposed to even the spiritual experience or the religious experience that people follow in life. And in my version of the ultimate mystical experience, Tolo's book on radical mysticism, I can't stress enough, or I won't, I will interject into the book over and over again the energy, the focus, the choice that we can make to live simply. And I know that we on this channel are already living simple lives of providence, and lives of surrender, and lives of spending time voluntarily in a place called stillness or centeredness. In my quest for knowledge and understanding of the world's religions over the past 30 years, I've come to realize that, as the old saying goes, all roads lead to God. And I've grown in total understanding and, to the best of my ability, acceptance of these different paths. Simplicity is seeing the goodness, the beauty, the pure element of what I'll call joy and celebration that comes from a heart of hearts when we engage. It's those simple pleasures of life that matter the most in the end. I've had the privilege of working with those in the process of transition from this life into the next phase of their existence that we commonly call death. And in their reflection time, it's often those pure moments of joy, not based on receiving some grand prize or reaching some magnanimous goal that they might have been striving for 10 years. Not some giant promotion in their business life or making a killing in the stock market. No. It's the times of rare and often unexpected delight in what life has to offer in any given moment. The smile on their children's face the first time they went to a carnival, or the first time the little boy makes a home run in baseball, or the first time the little girl just burst into spontaneous dance in the middle of the living room. These are the things that we remember in the end, when the goodness of fully engaging in the moment, so that the truth of the moment is delivered. And in the truth of every moment is beauty and total understanding. I'd like to read something. And it's a slight switch from the subject, but not really. It's from the book Passionate Presence by a woman named Catherine Ingram. And in this book, she approaches life from a more Buddhist tradition, which is really about codes of conduct to live by. And in this chapter called Discernment, because we know, as monks, as mystics, as healers, as wise men and women, the absolute, not just benefit, but total necessity of discernment for ourselves and for life at large. Whenever we engage in any act of healing, discernment must be at its core. Years ago, when I ran a ministry program, one of the training phases was on hands-on healing. And in that space, one of the main objectives is to discern, not to move in like some kind of giant excavating machine and decide we're going to take away that person's suffering, that pain, that disease, that cancer. No. We discern how we are to be a part of their cure and ultimately their healing. We take our cue from a higher source, and we surrender to the wisdom of that source. And when it comes to valuing what's really important for us, as I've talked about, the simple pleasures and experiences of life, we come into a whole new revelation. And that's what she's talking about here. According to Catherine, the Sufis say, if you can lose it in a shipwreck, it isn't yours. Since we can lose pretty much everything in a shipwreck, including our bodies, there appears to be nothing to call our own. How true. Yet there is a presence of which we are a part. And I would call that the God force. The ocean of consciousness. And in our humanity, we realize we're a drop. But in spaces beyond, like the other side, we just merge with the ocean. The drop does not identify itself as uniquely individual anymore. Not a personal presence, but the presence of existence itself. This cannot be lost in the shipwreck and is our only real wealth. Knowing this, we sense the manifestations of totality as mirrored expressions of ourselves. That's it. We merge into the ocean of consciousness and realize we are all one. Everything is ultimately an expression of us. And we feel privileged to watch the grand show coming and going, coming and going. That's all part of the world of acceptance. Life is coming and going. As Eckhart Tolle says, when we decide to accept that which is, we move into stillness. She goes on to say, clear discernment comes when we feel whole in this way, when we have no need for reality to conform to our fantasies in order for us to be happy. I love this song. Reality is fantastic enough without our help. Reality is fantastic enough without our help. And that quality of life, when those simple pleasures and moments of pure joy simply become the norm, we have arrived. Because the fight is over. The surrender is natural. The allegiance to truth is real. Our relationship with the divine is more perfect than ever. She goes on to say, and while it is only human and reasonable to have preferences, discerning awareness knows that we win some and lose some, and that our inherent peace need not be disturbed in any case. We win some, we lose some. Yeah, isn't that right? Sometimes it rolls fantastically during the day, and sometimes it seems we trip over everything. And yet, the mystic, the true monk, literally takes it all in stride. Understands that it will all balance out at the end of the hour, the end of the day, the end of the week, the end of the month, the end of this lifetime. And we surrender to the fact, as the Buddha said, that there will be suffering. But the source of suffering is the clinging mind. The clinging mind wants to cling to, it's got to be perfect and right and easy all the time. And that's not right. It swings up and down and up and down. She goes on to say, we can have a light relationship with our preferences. The lighter the better. And this promotes clarity in assessing any situation. It also fosters trust. Trust comes from knowing that however things go, we will be fine. Yes, we'll be fine. Because of our connection to truth, to the divine, to the God force. We will be fine. Even if in the shipwreck we lose our lives and all our possessions that we worked a lifetime for, we will be fine. Because we remain in a state where presence of mind takes over.